talking about fighting. I do. It's not even I like talking about fighting. Sometimes people be needing hands put on them. And I love boxing. It's one of my favorite sports. I just never could do it. Because it goes right back into that other category what I was telling y'all. Soon as
It feels like we've all... The rap world was recently rocked by something significant. Furthermore, it's neither a clout-chasing diss tune nor a fabricated fight. This is more substantial. Long-forgotten aspect of Papoose's history is suddenly surfacing, and a pending society. Has nothing to do with loyalty in the traditional sense, or Remy Ma. Is a secret connection from before hip-hop. Before celebrity, before love, and before the idea of black love. Are discussing confidential court documents, street secrets, and a name that no one had anticipated being associated with him until recently. An interesting thing is that this came from someone close to him behaving fearfully, not from detractors. Accurate, Papoose could be associated with one of the most influential and enigmatic personalities in East Coast rap history. Man who is rarely named, yet is frequently discussed in the industry. Isn't rumors. Originated in the past and is the initial attack of a conflict. Air was another narrative before he rose to prominence as a mixtape king and was Remy's devoted spouse who supported her during her time in prison. Started in the mid-1990s, when it was darker and less well-known. Brooklyn's Brownsville. Lence was necessary for life back then. All may end with a single error, and reserved. Chamel Mackey was already more interested in power than music. People said that Uncle Larry, a guy, was shaping him rather than a label. T-Family, yet treated with the same regard. RRY wasn't ostentatious. Reportedly provided funding for a large portion of the underground. But he had neither fancy clubs nor chains. REET operations, radio plugs, and local rappers. Had a straightforward rule. OVE, all loyalty. You broke it. You vanished. AME'd occasionally. Worse at other times. E of the few people Larry trusted, not for his strength but for his intelligence. Was teenage Papoose? Inkers were more important to Larry than shooters, according to reports. Chamel's name was in the files in 1996. When Larry's network experienced a significant bust. That same evening, he was arrested and let go. Media. No. Charges and sealed documents. Till this week, it seemed to have never occurred. Audio message started making the rounds in Reddit posts and private group conversations. Papoose is more than just a rapper, according to a man who claimed to be one of Larry's former troops. Is devoted to authority. Didn't leave the game. He just changed his outfit. E-message. Concluded with a blurry picture of a young papa next to a federal detention. ID that face recognition later verified was authentic. Internet broke instantly. Courting. Two sources. The leak originated from Pap's inner circle. A manager from his early mixtape phase who was cut off when Pap got a big contract. Some people rejected it as a fake, or a rival manufactured a deepfake. It's said that the guy preserved voicemails, screenshots, and sealed papers for years out of fear rather than retaliation. AR. That Uncle Larry, who has long been thought to be dead or in hiding abroad, may return. YONE connected to him particularly. Someone who is now in the public eye might be in danger if this is true. And loyalty is a mask. It can conceal everything. PP or TERS are beginning to question if Pap has always worn one. Storm was only made worse by Remy Ma's silence. Heather was her response when Nicki made fun of her. Went live when blogs pulled her. Thing as of yet. According to reports, Pap skipped a public function without explanation. And she and Hugh had a private argument. Air are differences among fans. Me. Defend him by claiming that tales are constantly uncovered. Me people think this is more than simply dirt. S roots were never severed. What if Pap's childhood agreement, which he was unable to break, served as the foundation for his life story, music, marriage, and brand? Medtime's decisions made for survival are irreversible. C.L. Lee Larry was not your typical street person, feared for his influence rather than his violence. Had the power to make a rapper famous or to ruin them before they released their first song. Has now been cited once more, this time in Atlanta rather than Brooklyn, after over 30 years. Was exposed by an unknowing promoter who posted a fuzzy party photo. He was immediately recognized by the comments: bald head, diamond horseshoe-shaped, pinky ring, scar by the temple. Aries back, whispered industry veterans. D. It's not for peace if he returns. That point, Pap's name became well known once more. S. He's still in contact? D. Larry covertly support his business endeavors. D. Pap have someone in his sights. Private investigators said he followed Larry around Atlanta and saw him meet two individuals in a black SUV connected to Pap's cousin's recording studio in New York. E. Studio was broken into a few days later. E hard disk is the only item lacking. The tracks were being covered by someone, while Remy remained silent. A close buddy swiftly removed the tweet that said, "Loyalty isn't loyalty if you lied about where it started." Did Remy always know Pap's past? Or is she just as blindsided? Is the issue that many are now raising. N? A call leak appeared that was 90% confirmed to be Pap's voice. The paranoia increased, fulfilled my obligations at the time, though I'm proud of it. We're all in danger if he returns. Airs no lyric in that. At is an admission. NCE truths will come to light and bills will become due if Larry returns. Many are now unsure of whether to support him or to be afraid of him. DITION, ally. Larry's obligations were usually accompanied with interest. Pap was ever considered a sponsored talent that implied ownership, which may be either temporary or permanent. ILE, some hustled hand to hand. And some say that Uncle Larry funded a covert mixtape pressing in the early 2000s, giving Pap a head start of 10,000 copies. Could have been bound by a bargain that never really terminated because of that benefit. RA. P.S. He didn't want it to. Though, if the popularity, the Black Love Mark, and even the fairy tale romance with Remy had been designed as a means of concealing the past while erasing it in plain sight, rather than merely as a triumph over adversity. W fans are pouring into historical timelines, Dishunli. Nothing adds up. O's who knew Pat at the time recall him going missing for weeks. Even during important promotional drives. Radio DJ claims that he had to cancel a Funk Flex freestyle at the last minute due to a family situation. Yet that same evening, he was seen close to a stash home. The most popular hypothesis is that they aren't coming back for sentimentality. Has returned to pick up. DITION, ally. The hard disk from Pap's cousin's studio is missing. RD has it that it included more than just names, music, videos, and addresses, all of which were categorized under a terrifying heading: Insurance Pap. The streets may catch fire if such a driv ever manifests is no longer only about Pap. Affects executives, engineers, producers, and anybody else who unwittingly profited from a profession associated with a Ghost.co lawsuits, quiet arrests, backroom agreements, and a man who built his reputation on loyalty, but is now dealing with rumors that loyalty was a front might all result from those files. Then there was an unavoidable sighting. Uncle Larry was seen on surveillance film that was released from the JFK airport in New York. D. He wasn't hiding this time. Weaver. It was she who gave the actual shock, not him. Body anticipated the action. Made by Remy Ma, the partner who previously declared she would take a bullet for Papoose. Just paperwork, no live streaming, no diss tracks. Formal separation was disclosed in a leaked legal document signed by Mackie.ud. Enough. But not divorced. Relines were particularly noticeable. I didn't know about my husband's previous relationships. Didn't. Agree to be linked to government actions to safeguard my child, business endeavors, and brand.m removing myself right now. Blogs took off. .pp or TERS were divided. .me were devastated. While others questioned whether she had always known. .e separation had been simmering for months behind the scenes. Unanswered calls, secret meetings, and odd persons observing from event. Corners.n came the evening when she confronted him regarding the drive that had been stolen. She yelled, "Why didn't you tell me what was on it?" According to a source, 5 words was Pap's response. M. I was defending you. Weaver. It was too late. E drive had vanished. N worse. A backup emerged after a search conducted by a private federal investigator using Pap's true identity, who was concealed in a locker. It contained one frightening file: names, timestamps, and logs. Sue Rant's 2011 is complete. The 3-minute video was unsteady. As Uncle Larry talks off camera. A little puppy rests in the shadows. Raise the offer, you give me your word. And I give you this shove. You come back if I call you. Outs, no questions. Swear it wasn't just a promise. Pap replies, staring directly into the camera. Air was a contract. My watched the video. Insiders said that she sobbed for hours. In addition to Pap's background, their future was predicated on deception. EY marketed themselves as the epitome of black love for years. Gave relationship seminars, guided couples, and established themselves as the norm. Weaver. That video ruined everything. Though Pap claimed to be self-made, the reality was obvious. Was created by a guy who disappeared and then resurfaced to gather. My refuse to go down with him. T. While the feds are around. RR at IVE. Her suffering, her treachery. K. And her perseverance. According to reports, she is prepared to reveal how she discovered letters concealed in a safe. It never made sense how his studio operated. When a stranger once followed them home, Papa just told them to not look back. She is ready to expose the secret he has been hiding for years. By doing this, she is turning into the antagonist in his tale and the protagonist in hers. The response on the internet has been harsh. Supporters are removing previous posts that praised him. Memes are being created from clips of him urging allegiance. Was he loyal or just afraid? Posed the question in one widely shared video in a single day. It received 2 million views, even though Remy hasn't said anything out loud. Her silence speaks plenty. She is done keeping him safe. Perhaps. She is now defending herself because nobody is secure with Larry back in the city. Government eyes watching and that hard drive hidden somewhere. Not Remy, not Pap, and not anybody who believed they were only observing from the sidelines. Rap. It's no longer what this is, it's survival. A sealed past is rupturing. The specter is back. The truth is stored on the hard disk. Additionally, the woman who used to stand by him is now opposing him. This is not only Papoose's tale, it concerns the price of devotion, the price of quiet, and the point at which a legacy starts to fall apart. Not from rivals or beef, but from the truth. The most absurd thing is that we still don't have all the answers. We have only witnessed the opening act. If Larry has indeed returned and Remy appears on camera, if the entire video is leaked, everything is different. So here is the query. Was Papoose a soldier who never left the game or a casualty of the streets? Did Remy breach the code, or was it okay for her to leave? Will all they have created be destroyed, or will they be set free when the truth is revealed? You own the comments. Discuss, defend, and reveal, because loyalty is more than simply a relationship. In this game, it's a weapon. Occasionally, it retaliates.